Please, I would like to know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, please? Can you hear me now? Hello. I would like to know if you can hear me now. Yeah, I want to confirm if you can hear me. Can you hear me now? I need to be sure that everything is going well on the YouTube hand before we start. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I need to be sure you can hear me, please. I need to be sure you can hear me. I need to be sure you can hear me. Okay, so you can hear and see me now. That is so great. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, depending on the part of the world you are in. And it's so nice to welcome you again to our skills conference. Today is day 2 of our social media management training, and we have Mr. Lamina Taiwo with us, and today is actually going to be very, very great. Okay, so make sure you have your journals with you. Make sure you have a ready heart to learn. And if you have questions, you want to just put your questions down at the end of the session. If your questions are not answered during the session, then they'll be answered afterwards. Okay. And yesterday I forgot to do something, which I will do right now. I forgot to read the citation of Mr. Taiwo, and I'm going to do that right away. Okay, so Tayo Lamina is a driven and innovative techpreneur who leverages the power of technology to promote brands online. With a passion for technology, business, and entrepreneurship, he is constantly seeking new ways to defy existing practices and systems to think outside the box. In addition to his role as a digital skills trainer and digital marketer, Taiwo is also an environmentalist who is committed to promoting sustainable practices. His core skills include digital strategy, media planning and buying, customer service and sales, SEO and SEM, email marketing, and social media stroke community management. Taiwo runs a small scale business at Platinum Technology, a telecommunications firm that specializes in PC accessories, phones, and phone accessories. So, welcome, Mr. Taiwo. And right now, I would like to know your expectations for today's training. What are your expectations? What are the things you wish to learn? What are the things you want to be able to do at the end of this training? And I would like to know how it's also going to help you in your either in your business, in your personal branding, in your day-to-day life. What are your expectations? Okay. Okay. I would like to see your expectations. What I think you expect. What I think you expect. What I think you want. Okay. 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 So let me just rephrase some things right now. Our skills conference, we have 5 skills. We have 5 trainings. And the first is social media management. We have personal branding, personal stroke business branding. We have video editing. We have the graphics design. We have the LinkedIn optimization. And please make sure you do not miss any of these sessions because they are going to be very, very good. Okay? Okay. So right now we welcome Mr. Taiwo. I already read your citation and we are ready to have you. Welcome, sir. Okay, so Mr. Taiwo, can you hear me? You have the floor.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, but would like to see you.
Yeah, yeah, I'll put on my video.
Okay. Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Ayomide. Welcome, Gloria. Welcome, Omoba. Welcome, Bolatife. Welcome, Grace. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. I can hear you.
Hi, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Can you see me? Hello? Hello? Can everyone hear me, please? Hi, thank you so much, Hayomide. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, so you can see me and you can hear me clearly well. Good evening to everyone, and you are welcome to today's session. Sorry, there was a lot of network issue, and I understand some of these devices can be very funny, or at times the software we make use of. It's nice to see you all, or yeah, to know that you are here again this evening. And once again, I want to appreciate everyone on this platform. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here again this evening. All right. So for some of you, I believe you had a long day, as it's applicable to me also. And as at yesterday, I actually told Miss Ibukun that I never knew we concluded that the session would be coming up yesterday, right? Because they were giving me 2 dates. So I wasn't too sure which of the dates that will be taking the session until yesterday afternoon. All right. So because of that, I have to close up my itinerary from there, jump into a meeting. And that was one of the reasons why yesterday's meeting was very short. And also today, they have to go out. Came back not quite long, and we are in Lagos. so it can be very, very hectic. Okay, so I just have to come and jump on the call. But while I came in, I guess there was some level of technical issue. Nevertheless, we have some time this evening for us to be able to look into what we were discussing yesterday, and it's basically about social media management, part two. So, if I not here yesterday, we actually had a particular session in which we had a short discussion around social media management, and I actually shared my slide. I was surprised at the end of the session in which I was being told that you know, you people did not see my slide. It was very, very painful. But I will try and see how I can rush through it. This is 7:23 p.m. Nigerian time. That's plus one GMT. So I want to see how we can go ahead and see what we can achieve between now and 8:30 or 9 o'clock thereabouts. So I'm welcoming everyone once again. I believe we have Gloria here, we have Ayomide, we have Abu Enis Hejura. All right, so you're all welcome. I'm happy to see you. So let me see how I can rush through what I did yesterday. Just go through the slides so that you'll be able to know what I actually prepared. Okay, so there are two ways of sharing or presenting here. Is either you share your slide or you just go ahead and share your screen. And that was what I did yesterday. So I guess that was one of the reasons why you were not seeing my screen. So I could have prepared earlier on, but there's no way I can except I'm being allowed into the meeting. So that's one of the reasons why we are having this. So I want to avoid what happened yesterday. Okay, I'm not sure if it is seen PDF. But let's see. So this is the first time I'll be using this platform. So I'm more used to Google Meet and Zoom as a platform for meeting and trainings. So I can't. Okay, so can you please let me know if you can see my slide? Can you see my screen now? Hello, can you see my screen? Hello? Can you yeah, we can. Okay, so that's fine then. All right. I believe you can see my screen once again. Just let me confirm because I can't see. Missy Bukun, please check your phone. I sent you a message. I just want to be sure that you can see my screen fully. Sorry for the delay. I don't want what happened yesterday to happen once again. Missy Bukun, if you are there, can you kindly check your phone and respond? Because I'm showing the full screen. So in a way, I'm not seeing myself. All right, I'm not used to the platform. Then I was actually thinking if it was something we could practice before the time. but we were unable to achieve that. Let me go here. Let me just. Okay, so if you can see my screen, I'm sharing my slide now. I'm here to get a feedback from Miss Ibukun. I just want to know because I also believe yesterday that you were seeing my screen. That was why I actually continue. Press F5. Okay. Sorry. That is the same thing. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let me see how I can send to Miss Ibukun. Please just give me some minutes, please. I may need to continue without my screen, but I really love that you. Okay, let me send to Missy Bokun. So sorry about it. Okay, thank you so much, Missy Bokun. Yeah, I can see the slide now. Can you all see the slide? So sorry for the delay, actually. Yeah, that's this 7:47. Hello, can anyone hear me, please? Yeah, we can. All right. Okay, so let me move on with the slide. I just want to be sure that they can all see the slide because it's a little bit small for my own hand there, but I can actually see it clearly. All right. Yeah, that's fine. So sorry. All right. We will see what we can achieve within the few minutes that we have. Can you please go to the next slide? So I actually made mention of what you beginning last time we had discussion. This is the course outline. We've actually spent enough time. I don't need to go through this again. It was part of what I basically discussed last time. That was yesterday. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay, so I actually explained what social media management is, and I actually took my time to actually explain it from the perspective of someone managing his own personal accounts down to when you actually manage a social media platform for a brand or an organization or a corporation. So I took time to explain that about content creation. I also took time to explain about you understanding your target audience. And from there, I made mention of how you can do the analytical part of it, and you taking metrics just to be able to know the impact of your campaign. So for a better return on investment, okay. So when you do social media management, you have an objective to achieve, and you have to pay attention to that. Next slide, please. So why is an effective social media management process important? So I also explained this yesterday. Okay. It actually gives you advantage to follow your customer journey. We have our customer funnel. You'll be able to know which side of the funnel your customer belongs to. So in a way, with that, you will be able to know where they are and how you can actually track them, and the content you should come up with for you to be able to get engagement, or how to get them to give you conversion. All right, so I'm talking on this on a larger scale of talking to people that actually they are interested in picking up a social media manager courses or becoming a social media manager. All right, so for us as a brand, all right, so we all know that we have a personal brand, what people perceive that we are, what people believe that we are based on the content we share on social media platform. So there are a lot of people that we've not met before now. Most of the people we engage with on social media, we don't know them. We haven't met them, even beyond their job description, because of the content they share. In a way, we have an idea of the kind of person the person is, because the person has taken time over time to brand himself or herself with a particular tone of communication. So we have a personal branding also. So it is very important. I also explained that yesterday, just for us to be able to understand why it is important that we pay attention to social media management. Can you go to the next slide, please? Okay. I guess you missed a slide. You missed a slide. Yesterday I was go back, please. You missed the slide. No, go back. You missed slide, not even one. Go back. Sorry. So can you start from the beginning again? Okay. Wow. All right. I actually sent another slide to you. I worked on this. I modified that. So sorry. So let's go back. So I'll work on that. Just go to where we were. So sorry about that. I worked on the slide. Right, so I've taken the class before, so I have to work on the slide just to be able to achieve the main objective. So before I got into this aspect of where should I begin from, so yesterday I was trying to differentiate between you being a social media manager, handling a brand, and at the same time you handling your own personal profile. And I also want to pay enough attention to how we can brand ourselves for us to be able to, have a particular identity. So I was watching a particular advertisement today, and the moment saw some of the color and the tone of communication, I got to know the brand that owns the advertisement, even without seeing the logo. The same thing should be applicable to us, okay? So we should have our own tone of communication. We should have a way in which we brand ourselves. If for me, if you are very conversant with my social media platform, I have a ton of communication, even to the type of font that I use. And even on my WhatsApp status, I have the type of font that I use and the color of the platform before coming up with my content. So the reason is just because I'm trying to build a brand. I know when people see that particular color and that particular type of font, they will be able to know that okay, this is Taiwo saying this thing compared to when I screenshot someone's status and put it on on my status. What is the objective of this? All right. So basically, the objective is just for me to be able to have a brand that people will easily recognize with. Okay. So one of the some of the slide I actually worked on. Um, I try to differentiate what you should pay attention to when you have your own personal profile, you are managing it as a social media manager, and at the same time, you are managing a brand. Okay. I know most of us we might not be interested in being a social media manager, but it's very important that we know how to leverage on social media and how to make use of this platform. Okay. So yesterday I also made mention of each platform they surely have their own uniqueness. We virtually know that. Virtually everyone know that. Even from the format of their content sharing, for some they tilt towards having more video content. So from there we can talk of the likes of TikTok majorly. And at the same time, we can make mention of Instagram in a way, and when we talk about pictures, you start mentioning um Instagram majorly, all right. Then Facebook has a combination of picture, videos, but more of a content oriented. Of recent I saw a new news or an update from Instagram. In a way, last year they were trying to see how they could catch up with TikTok. All right. So being a social media manager or a digital marketer and then working as a contingent worker for Meta, that's Facebook, we're having a little challenge. So the brand was having a little challenge in which they got to see that a lot of the young ones that actually use their platform, because based on statistics, majority of the people that use TikTok is between the age of 18 to 25 compared to Facebook and Instagram, which is between the age of 20 to 30. All right. So they got to see that a lot of people are, they are not really engaging with the platform because people tend to prefer a video content compared to just a still image. A still image is the picture you shared or an image you decided to share online. And in a way to resolve that, channel their energy such that they try as much as possible to make Instagram. Of course, I don't very most of the time I don't really use Instagram, so they try as much as possible to make Instagram very attractive and look a little bit more of a video sharing platform. But as time goes on, they were not getting the kind of conversion they want or the kind of engagement they want, and some of their users that are so used to the platform, they started complaining about the uniqueness. And that is very important that we understand the uniqueness of the platform. So you could see that, even as a brand, because they are profit oriented, they are not NGO, even though it's a social media platform, they are one of the big brands in the whole world. When you start talking about big brands, you start talking about the likes of Apple, um, um, Alphabet, that is Google and the likes, Amazon and all that. So Meta is one of them. So they were trying to pay attention to the revenue they were generating from there. And the more people engage with your platform, the more you tend to have a lot of revenue. So in a way to solve that, because they felt that most of the people that use their platform are now tilting towards TikTok, because TikTok has a feature of a very small or a short video that can even download with their own sticker on it. So they were trying to work on that just to be able to bring that into that. But for so many people that are quite used to the platform, they got to see that, see, I chose to stay on Instagram because a particular feature that is unique to them. All right. So for them, they're trying to come on board and at the same time, change the system just to be able to keep up with the game. Of course, you have to be very competitive. We're not really working for some, or it wasn't sitting well with some. Okay, so for that kind of person, the person understand the platform they want. So your kind of person should be able to determine the kind of platform you want to use. Okay, you just have to understand that. And I made mention of yesterday the platform I majorly engage with. I can say of Miss Ibukun that I know of her, engagement on Instagram than any other platform. It's not applicable to me, okay? Why it is that might likely be the reason why it is applicable to her, why she's tilting or she prefer Instagram, is because she do a lot of hard work. All right, so she needs to display the work she's doing. But for me, I hardly do stuff like that. I share more of content, write a short article, or tell a story. So in a way, Instagram is not the best platform for me. So before I got to how to sort the platform, at a point in time, I took my time and I analyzed each platform and what they stand for. So if you want to know me more about a professional advice, come up with tips, career, my job related content, just go to the LinkedIn. The same thing when it comes to um Facebook. Facebook combines everything, but I do more of a writing of article, more of a Christian related article, or more of a personal related article, and I share it on my Facebook. Right, then few video, few memo, and throwbacks and others. But if you are looking for my pictures and my video, just go to my Instagram. The same thing is applicable to my Twitter. Just want to my opinion being hard, I try as much as possible to leverage on Twitter. All right. So the reason for that is because I got to understand that each platform has a unique way of responding to our content. So when I understood that, and I got to know how to relate with each platform. So the same thing is applicable to you. All right. So if you're a fashion designer, you should know that most of the engagement you will be needing should come from Instagram. All right, so most of your engagements you need to get should come from Instagram. All right, so the platform you will be using should be based on what you are doing and where you will find your target audience. All right. So the platform you are using should be based on what you are doing and where you find your target audience. Okay. So each platform has their own format. For an Instagram now, if you want to share a content, there's a particular format that you just have to leverage on. So if you want to use Facebook, either video or a picture, a still image, there's a format that you have to pay attention to. So all this platform has their own uniqueness, and we have to pay attention into that. So I took my time to analyze that, but I'm so sorry that my slide is not here. So for a professional display, or you want to showcase what you are doing as a professional, you just have to leverage on LinkedIn. Okay, I told a story yesterday, and I'm not sure if you can still remember. Okay, as much as possible, I told a story about what my experience has always been before now on most of the social media platform. So if you check back between, just check back before 2019 or before 2020, you will hardly see my engagement online. Why? Though I was busy though, but at the same time, I just felt that I am not this social media person. I don't need to put out myself out and showcase what I'm doing. All right, so being a Christian, I believe that because I'm a Christian, God will announce me when it is needful. But in the long run, I got to see that most of this thing doesn't work that way. Okay, so it doesn't work that way. I got to understand the power of a social media platform. So from there, I try leveraging on that. All right, and try to push out myself. Okay, so when I got to see that, I have to let people know. So if people don't know that I do stuff like this, it will be very hard for them to give me platform to to talk to people. So with that, there's no way I can influence or have an impact in the society. All right. So the few people that will get to know me should be the few people within my vicinity. Okay. So you have to pay attention to the fact that at times your personality, all right, our personality at times might want to hinder us from engaging on social media. I'm not saying that we should push ourselves out there and display everything about our life. Of course, we should be cautious about the way we use social media platform because internet never forgets. Internet doesn't forget. All right, and the content you share is very, very important, and that's one of the reasons why we say content is king. So content is king because it defines you, it brands you, and you have to pay attention to that. So please take your time to get to understand most of this platform. So for your professional content sharing, your post, pay attention to LinkedIn. All right, that's very important. For your news, you want to break in news, you want your opinion to be known, you want to know what is going on for the breaking news. Go to Twitter, you'll find them there. You join Twitter Spaces, you have nice discussion, you share your own opinion. For you to be able to, you want to educate people. All right, talking about personal development, talking about issues related to us or something very important to us in the society. You can share it on Facebook because you have the younger ones and at the same time you have the older ones there. All right, so you might be saying that some platform are not more relevant, but the truth is some people have preference for the platform. So if your target audience are on this platform, you just have to take advantage of the platform. Okay, so just take your time, study and understand how you can share content that will be engaging. So for most of the platform, right, very few of them are have affinity for copies. There is creative part of your content, there is a copy part of your content. The creative include your images, your video, your pictures, all right, your still image whatsoever. Why the copy part is the content part, the writing type of it. Very few of them, have affinity for copies, right? For most of the time, you see a lot of engagement for copies when you use LinkedIn because that was how it was being built. So you can't get the same engagement on Instagram, the same engagement on Twitter because they were not built with copies in mind. They were built with content creatives in mind. So you have to understand the platform very well and the way you should share your content for you to be able to get the kind of engagement you want. So it is one thing to understand where your target audience is or where they are. Another thing is for you to be able to create content that will resonate with your target audience. So you have to pay attention to that, okay? So that is very, very important. So there are a lot of other things you can actually do by leveraging on hashtag, leveraging on trends for you to be able to, catch up with what is going. So if you are very familiar with Twitter, at times you see a particular word trending and people want to advertise their products, they will leverage on trend such that before you know, you are seeing their product. Okay, it's because they understood how the platform work. Okay, so the way the platform work will determine your content creation strategy. It is one thing to understand who you want to share your content with and you understand what they actually want. But at the same time, the way the platform work would determine your content creation strategy. All right. So if the platform has more affinity, more, they are open to video. TikTok, you have to share content, related to videos. And most of this platform basically has their own uniqueness and their differences and their benefits. Okay. I would have loved to show you some pictures and some slide, but I actually forwarded the whole slide to Miss. Ibukun, so sorry about that. All right, so managing social media, where do I begin from? Okay, to be able to start off on the light foot, you need to do three important things. All right, the first one is conduct social media audits. Decide on the right social media platform. Analyze your target audience. So I have talked about all these things, but if you want to start, where should you start from? All right, it's very important that you conduct a social media audit. Then the fourth one is decide your tone of communication. So it is important that you decide your tone of communication. Can you go to the next slide? I want to show you an example of a social media audit. Okay, yeah. So this is a social. All right, so this is a social media audit. I can see your slide again, Missy Bukun. All right, thank you, Ma. Can you please zoom in? Are you people following me, please? All right, it's fine, it's fine. So in a way, I did little of social media audit, and at the same time, I did a competitor analysis. I'm so sorry, I actually sent this particular slide. So the objective were more to training people to become a social media manager. Okay, so I actually work on the other slide. So we have some brands here. We have Oraimo, we have New Age, we have Samsung, and we have MOL. All right, so if you pay attention to all these brands, you get to know that they basically deals with accessory. If you don't know, I actually deals with accessory. I sell laptops and gadgets. Okay, so it's very easy for me to actually work. Or if I want to do sample or want to come up with a social media audit sample, it was quite easy for me to actually do this kind of work because they are brands that I'm familiar with. So for social media audits, for Twitter, what I paid attention to was for me to look at the number of followers. All right, it's a combination of social media audits and at the same time a competitor analysis. I will explain that, okay? But let me explain social media audit. So for you to be able to do a detailed social media audit, you just have to pay attention to their social media platform and look at the number of followers they have, the number of likes they have, the number of engagement they are having. Okay, so for you, you also have to pay attention to that as a brand because you are a brand. So you have to pay attention. How many people do you have that are following you? I'm not saying that we should be obsessed with followers because I've seen a lot of obedience. If you're obedient on Twitter, let's start following. Let's start following ourselves. Okay, so I'm not saying you should not follow people. I'm not saying you should not beg people to follow you, but it doesn't worth it. If you have value to offer, people will surely follow you. There are some people I don't know them from Adam, but because I've been reading their content or I came across just one of their content, I got to like the content. So as a result of that, I started following them. Okay, so it's just about offering value. The same way you get money when a value is being offered it's the same way you get followers or you become a voice when you are sharing nice content. So you basically check the number of people following you, the quality of people following you, and the number of engagement you are having. So I want to explain this with competitor analysis for the people interested in becoming a social media manager. Okay. So what I did is so we are trying to understand I can't really remember what led to this. Okay, I worked on a project. I worked for a client, and the client is MOL. So as at the time I worked on their project, they were new to Nigeria, so they wanted to launch a power bank. Oraimo sells power bank, New Age sells power bank, Samsung also sells power bank. So they were selling power bank and selling a lot of other stuffs. And they can't jump into the market, all right. So they have to give the work to a digital marketer to come up with a strategy document. So and that was what led to this. So I just screenshot this part and put it inside my slide as a sample of a social media audit and at the same time a competitor analysis. So just understand the two. So the social media audit is you paying attention to the presence of the brands online, the engagement rate, the quality of people following them. So that's basically you are auditing, financial audit. You want to pay detailed attention. What is working, what is not working. And at the same time, you get to understand the content that gets a lot of engagement. So from there, because at times you get to see that okay, particular content got a lot of engagement, then you get to see that that particular content should be what you should pay attention to because it resonates well with your target audience. So it resonates well with your target audience. So you pay attention to that. A lot of people don't pay attention to this, and this is very important because it resonates well with your target audience. So you have to pay attention to what works for them. And mind you, you don't share what you feel. Of course, I'm not saying that we should be obsessed with our followers, but at the same time, this is social engagement. And that was why I took my time to explain to you what social media is, or what social media platforms are, or what social media management is. Right? This is a social engagement. Right? So why you share in the first place, you didn't share for yourself. So you can't say that, oh, I wrote the content. As far as I'm concerned, it is fine by me. If it is not fine by you, write your own. No. If you are not writing for us to read, you wouldn't have shared it in the first place. So you were writing to us. So you have to write the same thing. I'm not saying you should write something entirely different, but I'm saying that you should be able to write in a tone, the tone of communication that resonates well with me. All right, and that's why your customer persona is very, very important. So this is a sample of a competitor analysis when I did a social media audit for these brands. We have for IMO, we checked their number of followers. I also checked their website, get to understand their good interface. Is it easy for you to navigate? Easy to navigate, good experience. It was detailed, but this is just like the sum, okay. And for the MO head I actually worked on, you can see that they were not having Twitter, they were not having LinkedIn, they were having Facebook, they were having Instagram, they were not having website because they were new in Nigeria. So with this, if I'm MOL or you own MOL as a brand, you already know where you have to pay attention to the number of people following your competitors. Okay, so this is very, very important. All right, so can you go to the previous slide before the next slide? Can you zoom in? Okay, so I've explained social media audits. Decide the right social platforms, analyze your target audience, e.g., the Gen Z, the millennial, the low class, Z male, female, gender, sex, and others. I also explained this yesterday. You understanding the people you are targeting will actually determine the fourth one, which is decide your tone of communication. And I use MTN and Airtel. So this is a class work or a class engagement. Can someone tell me the difference between MTN and Airtel in terms of their tone of communication? So I'm checking the chat box. Can you talk to me? Can someone talk to me? What is the difference between MTN and Airtel in terms of their tone of communication? I'm checking the chat box. Can you please respond? Sorry, I want to take water. Hello, are you people there? Are you people following me? Olaleye, yeah, you say you are following me. Abu Ennis. Yeah, can you please talk to me, Miss Ibukun and others on the platform? What is the difference between MTN and Airtel when it comes to their tone of communication? I just want to be sure that I'm actually getting your attention. Is anyone there? Okay, so yeah, Olaleye, can you please talk to me? Well, what's the difference? Okay, for MTN, it's convincing. Okay. Okay, can you please talk to me? Um, just one more person. Talk to me now. Okay, can someone talk to me, please? All right. Don't let me delay us. So let's see how we can move on. Missy Bukun, thank you so much. Redefine teens and youth. Thank you so much. So for me, it is empty and convincing. Okay, convincing. Okay, I guess every advertisement or every ad has just one objective. They want to convince you to take an action. Simple. Every ad wants to convince you to take an action. So you know the guy, I've forgotten his name, this France guy who doesn't talk. Like, yeah. So they want to confuse you they want to convince you. Okay, convincing and they have a better good customer experience. Hmm. MTN seems to be more satisfying. Like seriously, more satisfying. Is it as their customer? I'm not talking about our experience with them. I'm talking about their tone of communication. I know virtually everyone I've seen MTN's had. Just try to picture the yellow Africa, hello Africa. Just picture one. They had picture one. This is very important because tone of communication is very important. So please don't take it for granted. Picture one, and it's basically about brand. All right, they have good marketing strategy. Yeah, Etel also have marketing strategy. Okay, thank you so much. I think I may need to talk here. Convincing and they have a good, better customer experience. I think it's the same with Etel. MTN seems to be more satisfying. I think it's the same with Etel. And I guess we are all partial because seems virtually everyone here is using MTN. Okay, I also use MTN and I've used Etel before. Okay, so as regards their tone of communication, you see, Etel will just be play. You know, the play will just the play. That is Etel for you. Everything is comedy. Communication with comedy. All right. You know, there was a time they did a series. Just give comment if you are following me. There was a time they did a series. This Latif Dimeji series. They don't take it serious. Like, but they are actually that's a strategy because they know who they want to. If I see, then we used to follow the series. It was advertisement, though. Don't forget, Hmm? It was advertisement. But at the same, at the same time, they were doing series for advertisement, and it was catching. For a new one, we want to watch again. The likes of yeah, is it Yahweh or something like I can't remember actually. They were there. Yeah, Dele Odule, they were there. They were. It was market. I'm a marketer, right? Digital marketer. So it was tone. Just they play. That is Intel for you. But they were communicating because they know the people they are targeting. All right. Beyond the fact, if we were to go for a particular network provider based on the advertisement, I will go for Intel, right? People will virtually go for Intel because it resonates with their target audience. It was catchy. They are not wasting money. You have to sit down to watch because you want to watch the drama. Yeah, you want to watch Yahweh, you want to watch Dele Odile, you want to watch Latif Adedimeji or so. You want to watch them. All right, so it was just they play, that's it. So. But MTN, serious guy, yellows, suits, MTN for you. Hmm? Over serious MTN for you. So that's their tone of communication. Okay. So even if they change their color and both of them change their color and we're being told that okay, can you these are network provider, can you actually identify between Airtel and MTN? Before you know you will know them. The same thing is applicable to Glow. Glow wants to do a combination, but Glow is just play or Glow always deal with party. Maybe they are doing party somewhere and or they are causing one problem. The people there must have fights or lousy. That's Glow for you. All right. So I can differentiate their heart even without seeing their symbol majorly because of their color, all right, the color they use, and at the same time, their tone of communication. And the reason is because they understood their target audience, they know the right platform to use. Because they did their social media audit, they were able to, you know, come up with the right content. So they created content that actually resonates. They created content that actually resonates with their target audience. Okay. Can we go to the next slide, please? Are you following me? Okay, that's an example of another social media, Glow, MTN, and all that. You've actually zoomed out. Can you reduce it? I don't need to go into that. It's similar to what I explained. Can you zoom in? Hi, Miss Ibukun. Can you please zoom in so that I can see the headline? No, no, no. You don't need to. Just zoom in. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone for your comment. Alale, Rebecca, Anis, and Redefined Teens Youth. Understanding social media platform, different platform with their different user experience. So Instagram, Facebook, you have your Twitter, your YouTube, it's also a social media platform. You have your WhatsApp, you have your LinkedIn, you have your TikTok. I think I've explained these. Um, my slide. So sorry, okay? So sorry about that. Okay, can you go to the next one? I've explained this. I've explained you can actually explore the format. Okay, so this is an ideal target audience sample. We call it customer personnel. All right, so you want to understand the people you are dealing with. Don't just say I'm dealing with the millennial or the Gen Z. All right, so it's you can be dealing with the Gen Z, but at the same time, who is the ideal person, the customer personnel? So I'm dealing with Taiwo. Taiwo is a digital marketer, a young professional who works with a multinational, and he stays in Lagos, Nigeria. They resume office by 9 a.m. and closes by 5 p.m. in the evening. And in a way, so for me to get in touch with Taiwo, the best time for me to get in touch or to set up my campaign or to share content that we will actually see or that will give him that will make him to engage his adventure during his lunch time, which is majorly most of the time between 12 to 1 or during the closing hour. All right. So you can see how I use Taiwo as a sample because I have a detailed information. Don't just assume that I'm targeting people between the age of 20 to 30, which I belong to that category, right? You will likely not be able to get in touch with me because there are some people that they the time they will be chance depending on the product, maybe they are doing night shift. So in the day they will be sleeping. So it'll be very hard for you to be able to get in touch with them. So this is just a sample of a customer persona, a target audience sample, detail one. Today is a family man, he's a father of three. So when you know and have a detailed information, you'll be able to know how to create a content that resonates with them, especially if it's a business brand. All right, you know what their needs are, what resonates with them, and what they will likely be looking forward to. Can we move on because of our time? Okay, establish your presence online, the style or tone of your communication. Okay, I think I've explained that using MTN and Hetel. What are your business goal? All right. So as a person, what do you want to achieve? As a brand, what do you want to achieve? Okay, so there's a projection I'm giving online. All right, such that even when you read article about me or you read my articles, you get to know me more. I have a lot of people that engage with my article. At times I have majorly on Facebook though and LinkedIn. So I have engagement and others. But the fact is, I know what I want to achieve. Right? There's some stuff that I don't share in a particular platform because it doesn't is not in alignment with what I want to achieve. So, as a personal brand or as a business owner or as a business, so you want to advertise for a business, you should be able to know what is their objective. All right. So, your objective will also determine the content you will create. All right, and the approach you will use. So, for example, now if you want to create a brand awareness, you just want people to know you. You know how you should come up with your content and your copy. So create a social media goal. So what do you want to achieve? You know your business goal, but at the same time, what do you want to achieve? How many followers do you want to get within a span of a time? What are your objectives? Okay, so for your social media, what is your engagement rate that you want? How many reach do you want to be getting? So if as a personal brand, you are having engagement rate as high as, let's say, 70%, or you're having a view or a reach as high as a million view within 20, yeah, you're having over a million view within 28 days, is actually much, and you can leverage on that to become an influencer. So it depends on what you want to achieve, what are your goals, then create your social media goals, your business personality. What do you want people to think when they see your brand? Okay, so the same thing is applicable to you. What do you want people to think if they see your brand? So when you read my content, if you check to my profile and you see most of my posts, you get to know who I am. You can basically feel like Taiwo is this. This is the kind of person Taiwo is. All right, so sorry, my slide again, my slide. So establish a consistent look, feel, voice. All right, brand your identity like logo, color code, style, and tone of communication. This is very, very important. All right, for your personal branding. All right, for your business, very, very important. Okay, so establish a look. All right, there should be a look. There should be a feel and a voice. Right? Some people write and in a very romantic way, even though the same thing can be written in another way, but they chose a particular tone and gives people a particular feeling. All right, so a color also is very, very important. There should be a color code. There should be a style of communication. You should have a particular logo. Very important. There are some people, like one of the person I'll be speaking to us, the person that'll be handling the LinkedIn. If you follow him on LinkedIn, of course, I know him very well. You get to see that he used a picture, just a picture, and it's always like this. Yeah, and he has actually used that to brand himself. And before you know, he's already taking up, brand ambassador for brands because he has been able to brand himself as a person. So this is very, very important. Very, very important. Okay. Can we go to the next slide, please? So let me see how I can rush through. I think the most of it has really been covered. Okay, so social media content creation. Let me just share ideas on how you can share content. I said the other time that content is king. I can't see the slide again, Miss Ibuko. I said the other time that content is king, and it's very important that you know how you come up with your content creation. Content is king. The information and experience that are used to express our idea. Yeah, we all know that we use content to express our idea. Create content that resonates with your target audience. We can't talk less about these. All right, the types of content you can create: images, graphics, still image, and infograph. I believe you all know infographs. We all know still images. And so under images, you have your graphics flyer, you have your still image, then you have your infographs. Infographic. Under your video, you have comedy. All right, like just they play like Excel. You have tutorial videos. All right. So is it tutorial videos? What do you want to be achieving? So all this things depends on what your social media goal or your brand goals are. Series, you can do in series like Excel. Animation. Okay. I want to remember a brand that do animation, but I know brands that actually use animation. If you follow, is he and now is it Hanako Ak? I've forgotten. They actually use animation basically. So motion graphics also. So you have motion graphics. Then word. Do you want to be writing articles? Is it blogs? Is it ebook? Is it codes? Is it case study? Is it brief? Is it copywriting? These are very important. Audio. Is it podcast? Is it an audio books? Is it music? Is it interviews? Very important. Then the type of content you can also come up with is user generated content like, oh, so I want you to leverage on a trend. Can we do a throwback as a brand now? You can also it depends on how much, and you can see that yeah, there's this guy called Chris Daniel. I don't really listen to him per se. All right, but being a social media manager or a digital marketer, I have to pay attention to when the guy release a single, it's always an hit. Chris Daniel, just a single. and eat. Why? Because he understood the strategy. He understood the strategy very well, and how he was able to, most of his video, he will come up with a new dancing style. And the last one he did, I want to remember the song. I want to remember the song, bro. I've forgotten the song anyway. He was bringing people into his house and they were dancing. He branded it. And how did it happen? User generated content. Okay. So user generated content is when you are telling your target audience to create content but leveraging on what you want them to do. Very, very important. User generated content. I mean, extremely important, especially for influencers and brands. Let your content be consistent. I've made mention of that. And create an engaging content that resonates with your target audience. So let it be consistent. Create engaging content that resonates with your target audience. Can we go to the next slide, please? Hello. Okay. Yeah, I can see now. Content creation tools. Which tools can you use? What are the tools you can use for content creation? Unsplash, Pixel, Pixabay. So you can visit the website for free. All right. So if you want to create images and others, high quality stocks image, you can get them there. Canva, Magechief, Awesome Screen, slash design, amazing virtuals for your post. So if you want virtuals for your post, you can actually go there to designs, and they have free templates. Beatable, Lumen 5, Charcoal to create fun social media videos. You want your followers to share, you can actually use Lumen 5. If you want to create video, you can actually use Lumen 5. Google Docs, can you scroll down please? Grammarly, Nuclino. All right, so for collaborative tools, all right, so it also helps you when you are creating your content. Okay, so these are there are also tools you can actually use to schedule call. All right, to schedule your content rather, or your post. Can you go to the next slide? I think I have that in the slide. So way of pushing content on social media. Okay, so the other time I also made mention of social media marketing. All right, so how do you put your content on social media? So organically, we've really been talking about organic content sharing. So there's also a paid version of it, and that's social media marketing. And it's the process of planning, creating, distributing, and sharing and publishing content to get target audience using paid platform like Facebook, Instagram, and Google. All right, LinkedIn, Twitters, and others. Okay, so the truth is there are limits to what you can actually get in terms of engagement, but you can, in a way, you can actually um, get engagement from your content, or your post rather, by you promoting it. So these are paid system of content sharing. That's social media marketing. So if you want to learn that, that is another class entirely. How do you use Facebook Ads Manager, Google Ads Manager, Instagram, and others for you to be able to share content? Okay, so that's majorly about product market performance marketing class. Okay, so can we go to the next slide? But just know that even as a brand, as a person, you can promote yourself. Okay, can you go to the next slide please? All right, content calendar. How do you create a content calendar? I should pay attention to this, please. But I guess I have a sample. It constitutes a detail of your content. It is a written schedule of when and where you plan to establish upcoming events. All right, so this is not only for brand, it's also for individuals. Okay. Um, you should be able to have a content calendar. At a point, I actually I had a content calendar I actually was working with, but because of my time, I couldn't keep up with that. But and that's the truth anyway. So you should know that you should have a content calendar. It enables you to schedule your content. You just plan so that you will not run out of ideas. Okay, and it will push you to always want to keep up with the tasks. And you just have to learn to show up. Nevertheless, can we go to the next slide? That should be a sample of my content calendar. Okay, so this is a sample of content calendar. Week one, you can plan for a month. So for Monday, are you giving a motivation? I think this is my own content calendar. Oh, not mine. All right, so for Monday, are you the Monday motivation? Virtually, virtually all brands do Monday motivation. Okay, so you think you can join them and brand yourself. Give us quotes that on Monday everybody will be on fire. Okay, but jokes apart, we just have to learn how to leverage on that. Okay, so we have your Monday motivation. That is the content pillar, like the type. Then the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing what don't slay or so. All right, so that is the creatives, what you want to post. So you can see that on Monday, I have what I want to do and what I want to post. And what is my objective? To motivate, to inform. I want to motivate people on Monday morning to do work, to be in work mode. All right. So the content format, am I using video? Am I using, so you can see there text and images. So I have to get an image and at the same time put my text there. Which platform? Social media, not my website, social media. So on Wednesday, okay, this one is not every day, just Monday, Wednesday, and other. So you have education. Don't use too many cards. Don't all over credit card. So you can see different example. What is the objective? Attract and engage. Where video, radio, it works that way. Okay. So Friday, do you know that content calendar? All right, so that this is just a sample of a content calendar. Can we go to the next slide, please? All right, so tips on social media management, leverage on trends. All right, I've told you about that. Tell your unique story. Yeah, be unique in your ways of telling story. Use hashtag. Don't location tags. All right. Ask questions to get people engagement. If you don't ask questions, you don't get a feedback from them. Request for UGC. I've made mention of UGC. That's user generated content. Always make a use of call to action. You just post. What do you want me to do with it? Send a message. That's a call to action. Fill the form is a call to action. Click on the link is a call to action. Shop now. These are call to actions. Okay, so you must learn to actually leverage on that for you to get better engagement. Tag and mention people you know to create a community. So you must learn to create people, tag them to get engagement rate from them. Establish a consistent look, feel, and voice. I've made mention of that. Can you scroll down? All right, so keep caption concise. All right, so you don't need a lot of information. You have to write something catchy as your copy, and that should be your caption, and it has to be concise. Let me come again. You have to write something catchy as your copy, and that should be your caption, and it has to be concise. A catchy copy as your caption, but it has to be concise, all right, for your target audience. That's very, very important. And be conscious of what you put online. Internet never forgets. Okay, so that's very important. And that's talking about there's this aspect of social media, you know, I forgot personality stuff like that. I've forgotten the name. Okay, so next slide. Next slide. Can we move on? So if you are following me, can you please indicate? I want to see you talk to me. Next slide, please. Next slide. Just tell me. Social media scheduling tools. All right, so you know that there are tools you can actually use to schedule your content on social media in case you will be busy. So you can schedule your content for the whole week, or you can even use Facebook Meta Business Suite to schedule on Instagram and Facebook. All right, so you can also do that. So on Monday, you put the content, the types, and everything. Monday, Tuesday, the time, everything will roll out when you want it to roll out. Okay, so you have several other tools beyond those social media platform. So you know you can use the social media platform itself to schedule, but at the same time, you have tools that you can use to, link all your social media platform and schedule a post there. Let's say you want to share a particular copy on all your social media platform with Buffer or Hotsuite. I've actually used Hotsuite very well. All right. It's actually worked well. So it saves you a lot of time. I know social media takes time, it saves you a lot of time. Sports social, I go pull, call schedule, send debut, tweak Tweet deck. Okay, see, these are majorly for Twitter. You can schedule Twitter um, when you want it to roll out at table and Feedly. All right, at table and Feedly. I've used some of them actually. So can you please go to the next slide? You can check them out. Okay, so they are actually available. So you have free version. For some of them, you have to do the pay version to enjoy the premium experience. Next slide, please. So metrics. What should you measure in terms of your sources? Here are your metrics that you should pay attention to. Your audience analysis. I've told you about that. What is your audience size? What is their demographics? Their demographics include their age, their gender, and their location. Their age and gender majorly. So their interests, behaviors, audience persona. So you have to pay attention to these. So when you measure this, it will give you insight into the people you are dealing with. Okay. So content performance reach. How do you want to measure your content performance? You can pay attention to reach, and reach talks about the number of people that you had that saw your ad reach, the number of people that saw your ad. Engagement overview, how many people engage, likes, love, all those normal likes, love, and all that. Share is also an engagement rate. And which other one? The likes and all that. So there, comments is also an engagement, part of engagement. So the breakdown of your engagement types. So are you measuring the number of people that likes, the number of people that give comments? So this is also important. The number of interaction per 1,000 fans, that is your impression. So for, let's say for example, you have 10,000 people that saw your ad. How many times did they see my ad? That's where you talk about your frequency. At how many times? Might be just one point something, but some of them will see your ad more than once. And if you are very conversant with social media, you get to see that you have a lot of impression without necessarily having much reach. Because some of the people that saw your ad more than once. Right? So you have to pay attention to that. Top performing posts. Which of your posts is performing very well? All right. So this will give you insight into what is actually working with the people you are sharing your content with. Your CTR, click-through rate, if it is a paid ad, your referral traffic, volume, frequency of brand mentions, how many times are they mentioning your name? Influencer mentioning your brand. All right, so you have to pay attention to that. You have to mention that. Influencer marketing. So you have to pay attention to influencer marketing. Ad metrics, like your CTR, that is click-through rate, your CPC, that is cost per click, your CPM, that is cost per that should be cost per metrics or so. Then you have your reach, your frequency, your conversion. Then what you should also mention should be your social media customer care, the volume of customer messages, questions, complaint, sentiment, and average response time. All right. So this actually give you insight into the performance of your ad, the people you are dealing with, and the platform you're actually making use of. All right. So can we go to the next slide? All right, social media analytics. All right, so this is talking about data and insights. So the audience data you can get from your social media is quite detailed and includes Facebook audience insight, the demographics, the page like, the location, and the activities. You even know the pages they are following. Yeah, very insightful. Instagram insight for business accounts anyway. The top location, their time. So with the time, you'll be able to know when to share content. All right, so most times, the best time to share content on most social media platforms is always between 5 or let's say 6 to 9, especially on WhatsApp status. And so Instagram will give you insight into the number of times or the time most of your target audience are always available. Okay, so all right, I think the time is over. I'm not seeing my screen again. Okay. Um So you have your Twitter analytics, you have your LinkedIn analytics, a lot of information there, the company they work for, the size, their job status, and all that. Okay, so can you please go to the next slide? All right, so in case you want to add knowledge or you want to have more knowledge about social media management, you can take some certification from Coursera Off Sport Academy, Udemy, and etc. LinkedIn Learning. My first experience was with Fundamental for Digital Marketing by Google for Africa. Very amazing course. You can actually explore that. Okay, so there are a lot of certification they can get. So if you want to know more about being a social media manager, you can go ahead to get certification. But if you just want to know more about how to leverage on social media or how to use platform, there are courses online without certification. They're very short that you can actually learn a lot from. Okay, so can you go to the next slide, please? All right. Thank you so much for listening. You have to take action. Take action. Very important. All right. So thank you so much. I think that's all. Question. Miss Ibukun, you can please take over. Hello, Miss Ibukun, are you there? Hello. Hello, Miss Ibukun. Wow. You can stop sharing and take over. Hello. All right. I don't know what's wrong. I'm not sure if Miss Ibukun is still there. Hello. Can you people still hear me? Can someone please confirm that? Hi, Miss Hennis.
I need to. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
don't mind.
I
My place is a little bit dark. There's no fuel. There's no light, and
But then your face is actually very sharp. I think your what's it called? What I can see from your side is even better than mine. I don't know what is happening, despite the fact that this place is well illuminated. But I think it's my camera. But you can
yeah,
actually
your
see your
camera.
face very well. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see your face very well. It's so sharp and yeah, so. Actually, I learned a lot from this session. Like and it's actually nothing short of amazing. It's nothing short of I definitely would even I have to go over this again myself, right? Because yeah, I've taken notes of things, but I still need to go back to make sure that yes, I actually take what's it called? I consume every bit of it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please like to have your comments. What's it called? Please in the comment section, I'd like to have your comments. Do you have anything to say to Mr. Taiwo? Do you have any do you have any question? Yeah. Taiwo said this is really wonderful. Like I so much love it. Like and I love the details. I mean the scheduling tools, how you can actually get pictures, I can get videos, your all these different
Yeah,
apps, the
and I'm so
content,
sorry.
like
I actually sent you my whole slide. I've taken the class before now, so I have to work on the slide, put the name of the group, and but you see, I sent the wrong one. But I actually used the
but it's
new one
fine.
yesterday.
It's fine. Like but seriously, it's actually so amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I know everyone loves it too. So please so what do we say to Mr. Taiwo? Thank you so much for this session. Like,
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
thanks for how will I call it, pouring so much into us. Actually, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate, and God bless you. Does anybody have any question? I think I'll just have a question
All right.
concerning bio, because I feel like some people have issues with their bio. How
Okay.
can you come up with good captions on your bio in such a way that when a person sees it, such a person wants to follow you? Because sometimes with a person's bio like this, I'll just not know this person is not even someone I can follow at all. And I know that some people want followers, but they don't know how to just come up and how I call it, tell themselves, show the stuff they are made of. Because when you go to a person's social media page, either Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, the first thing you see there is their profile, their picture, their bio. So what can you say about people's pictures? Because for instance, like this, if I see a person who is just dressed casually and I
Mm.
can't even see the face, some in some pictures like this, the person will just look so tiny, and you can hardly recognize who is there. In such a way, you may not want to follow such a person. And then maybe that person just say, okay, just a sentence that does not really make sense. So how would you tell people to like rebrand themselves in terms of their profile and in terms of their bio? Thanks, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for such a wonderful question. And I think it's all about the other time. I'm not sure if I was so specific about the picture part and the bio part. And it's majorly about you branding yourself. And you should be able to know that the platform you are using should also determine the way your picture should look like. I don't have the same pictures across all my social media platforms. My Instagram, I think I have. I'm not sure, but I don't have all. For my Twitter, I just have one funny. I think I have my glass. I just did something. It's that's Twitter. But my LinkedIn, I put on suits and
Serious boy. You must appear professional, right? Yeah.
yeah. So I think with my Instagram also just look at one. So it's because of the platform. All right. So you just have to understand the platform and how you have to appear. Understand the platform and how you have to appear. So appearance will come in terms of your content and also in terms of your appearance, pictures appearance. So for the bio part, you just have to write something very catchy for people to be able to know what you're up to. So the bio is just a short biography about who you are and what you do and what you can offer. Who you are, what you do or what you've done, and what you can offer. All right, so let me tell you my own secrets. Majorly on LinkedIn. So I stole someone's format. I'm not a very good content writer. I started writing of recent that I now post. That's the truth. But I'm following someone that is doing the same thing I'm doing, and I'm looking forward to the person. I did not do copy and paste. Though, if I show you the two, it will be different entirely.
Can you
But
hear like that? Don't go and copy and paste someone's
oh, I'm not.
bio.
I'm not saying you should copy and paste, but I just have to be sincere. Why I'm saying that is because in case you don't know how to go about your bio, and you have people you are following like a mentor, check what they do. The way you can't write what they do because you are not even on the same platform. So the reason that I'm a you think,
You are biting
but
more than what you can chew.
yeah. So that you won't because and there's this general assumption that the Gen Z they just make a lot of noise, but they are not up to the noise. I've met
Mm-hmm.
a woman, a CFO of Honda Nigeria. So I wanted to do a job for her. And she was like, hope you are not one of those Gen Z that if you just talk, well, you cannot do. I feel, but that is the truth. Okay, so you don't just write, but write who you are, what you are doing, or what you've done, and what you can offer. So I can just short, catchy, and concise. Based on what I said the
Mm.
other time, let it be very short. It's like a caption. If you want to buy a product, you have to put a copy that will catch someone's attention. So
Yeah.
who you are, what you do or what you've done, and what you are here to offer. So, in a way to make it more detailed, you can check people in your profession or the people you are looking up to and see the way they wrote theirs and get an insight. You would then write something better.
Yeah, that's actually profound, because so you are just more or less like using their format. You are not writing what they wrote, but you are using
Of
their
course.
format to appear well. And then, as you said, your social media platforms may determine your what's it called, your appearance. I think for me, I have barely the same pictures in all. I think the only difference is my LinkedIn.
I think something like this.
Yeah, that's for my LinkedIn. But my Facebook, my Instagram, I still have the same profile that I've been using since 2017.
Wow.
But I'll change them this year. But
Please
then
do.
I just love that picture, and I feel it's actually okay. But then, as you said, please, if you're on LinkedIn, use a professional picture. Appear in such a way that when people come, they will know that, yeah, this is a serious person. Because if you appear casually, as you said, people will not follow you and people will not take you serious. On your Instagram and your Facebook, the same, what's it called? Depending on what you are trying to portray. If you are trying to portray a comic figure, then you need to appear funny. If you are trying to portray a serious figure like me, you can appear what's it called? You can appear serious or just appear normal. Okay. Please, is there any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Okay, I think that's all. Like I really really enjoyed myself today. So sorry for what's it called, all the tit tat and all. We are not going into histories, but Mr. Taiwo, I must really say a big thank you for this session, and sorry for all inconveniences caused. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us, Eunice, Rebecca, Ibukon, Mrs. Biodun. I think Hayo too joined. Yeah. So to everyone who joined, and to people who would even join, because I know that today is Saturday and some people are still partying and all that, but they would definitely get to join and even watch, because some people have already asked that they're going to watch the replay and all that. So thank you so much. Please do still like to have your comments, send them to the group. If you have anything to say, ask Mr. Taiwo, do well to send them too. And now we'll have our announcement.
Okay, so I think I can go, right?
Yes.
All right, so
Thank you so
thanks to
much, Mr.
everyone.
Taiwan. We love you. Thank you on behalf of
All right.
Redefined Teens and Youth, on behalf of the founder, Mrs. Biodun Odunuke, on behalf of all the escorts, on behalf of all the members, you're saying a very big thank you and God bless. And definitely, this is just the starting point. Okay?
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you
so much
so
for the
much.
opportunity. Yeah, I say you can always reach out to me via my social media platform for anyone that wants to reach out. Okay.
Oh, yes, please let us know your social media platforms.
I guess I gave that
Uh,
out and it's on the
yes,
flyer.
yes, yes, yes. I'll share that. Yeah, we already shared that to everybody, but I'm going to emphasize it.
All right. So
I
thank you so
think your
much.
IG is Sarlatem. If I can, yeah, IG Sarlatem. Let me check others. Let me check. I need to share. I want to share everything right now. So please, I think I've shared. Then let me share your LinkedIn. Wait, you coming? Let me see. Okay. Okay. Let me check your. Let me check the LinkedIn. Um. Wait. Yeah, Taiwo Lamina. Okay. Yeah. So make sure you follow Mr. Taiwo too on Facebook too. Is Taiwo Lamina, and on his Twitter. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for joining. We'll definitely communicate more on our WhatsApp group. If you have friends who are still yet to join us, please, you know the things you've gained. Do well to join them for them to join us. So our next session will be next week, and all necessary information will be communicated. We are done with our social media management. We still have our personal and business branding. We have our video editing, our video creation. We have our graphics, and we have the LinkedIn optimization. So stay tuned. Do well to like, subscribe, and comment. And we are gonna see you in our next skill. Do have a great evening and bye.